we're going to look at some more ways to configure the image gallery grid. So I'm going to create a new folder, and this is going to be ch8 grid 1. I'm going to get the starter 3 folder, file, and then go into my starters, and I want birds 1 through 5. 1 through 6. Okay. Edit this in Notepad so we can see what we're looking at and what we're dealing with in this starter 3. Run Chrome. So here's what we have right now with our grid gallery. I'm going to save this as index.html. So we have a div down here with an ID of gallery, and it has 6 image elements. The div essentially is the grid container, and each image element is a grid item since it's a child of our gallery, or a div. So we want to configure the CSS and give an ID named gallery, set its display property to grid, divide the available browser space into 3 columns, set the grid template column. So let's start here. Let's do our ID gallery display grid. Okay, so we've got that. Next, we're going to set our grid template columns to repeat 3 with a minimum or the column space of 200 pixels. So grid template columns repeat 3 200 pixels. Grid template rows is auto, so it will automatically create rows as needed. And our grid gap to 2em gap at 2em. So this essentially sets our grid, right? But notice that it doesn't change. We want it to be responsive. So we're going to come in here, and where it has repeat, we're going to change it to autofill. And this will direct the browser to fill the viewport with as many columns as it can without overflowing. So if we save that and run it now, see how as we adjust the browser, it adjusts the amount of images that are displayed. Take all those styles, call it grid.css. So we've made them onto their own style sheet. Get rid of these style tags. Link href equals grid.css, rel equals style sheet. Save it. Should function exactly the same if we've done everything correctly. And we have.